his cup play, once by Espanyol, but they did bounce back. And again, it will be the 4 in the midfield. Rakitic in his deputy role for Busquets, and Andre Gomes out of the hospital and back into the starting lineup. On the bench, Yerry Mina. Speaking of injuries, Gerard Piqué, some reports had him out for about a month. Maybe instead of 4 weeks, it was not even 4 days. But Yerry Mina awaiting his debut, and he is on the bench here today. And before we get underway, there is some sad news and a moment of silence for a young 15-year-old player out of the Valencia region named Nacho Barbera, a young promising player from Alcira, who passed away this past weekend on the field. Heartbreaking, but his memory honored around Spain. And you see the black armband, Barcelona, among the teams in Spain that passed along their condolences. We are just about ready for kickoff. Alberto Undiano gets us underway. The Blaugrana to the right. The white and black with the bats on their chest. Valencia marauding from the left. And an early foul. Jordi Alba, welcome home.
Yep, there's the first sign being sent. And just seconds on the clock is...
Told me he was hungry.
It's going to be an absolute alley fight here. And they will be coming out with the knives in between their teeth. This is a very intimidating atmosphere for Barcelona. They're used to it, of course, and they wear that pressure in an inimitable way. But they better keep the back door locked, because this Luciano Vietto and Zaza certainly got the eye for goal. We've got to keep Barcelona off the score sheet, of course, as well. They come into this game, Valencia, 5 straight defeats, Phil, so they've been in a woeful run of form.
Could say perhaps bad luck involved in that, because they have been close in several of those games, including the 1-0 at the Nou Camp. And that was really what Marcelino wanted. He wanted to keep it close so they would have a chance when they got home.
Yeah. And it really was the unusual one, of course, was the defeat against Las Palmas, who were really struggling at that time, and they travelled to the island and got beat 2-1.
Well, pushed forward by Alba. Kind of interesting on this near flank. You have the ex-Valencia product Alba going up against the ex-Barcelona product Montoya, who has done quite well. Out wide, far side, Gomes in for Messi. Back and forth they go.
Zaza, the bold lad up front, of course, wasn't in that first leg. He's been having a bit of a tough run of form as well after an absolute scintillating start. Mirrors the form of the team.
Kissed off by Suarez, crossed in by Roberto. Garay is back. Former Madrid defender in the starting lineup here today.
We send out a big warm welcome as well to all the Valencia Peñas all over the United States tuning in. All over they are in New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, Dallas and Miami. The Valencianistas, and of course welcome to all the Barcelona Peñas as well. There's a player that has been in imperious form as well. A wonderful Kondogbia is really playing some of his best football of his career. the French international. Beautiful spin away.
Came up from Lens, and everyone in the world wanted him. He ended up going to Sevilla, then off to Monaco, to Inter with what appeared to be a good fit, but it was disastrous. And now reclaiming his form for Valencia.
Still on loan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to make him a permanent one, as they do with Vieto.
Picked up in the winter window from Atletico. And in there, he's been a spark plug. They do have a few others, as we mentioned, like Santi Mina available on the bench. Gomes trying to touch it down the line, but a little narrower than he might remember, the ex-Valencia midfielder. Played outstanding. Well, you have to be playing pretty good if Barcelona buys you away. Oh, sloppy into the middle, but stepping up Gabriel. Off on that far side, Messi. Back for Busquets. See Rakitic sliding into that gap in front of Busquets. Roberto. Through Piqué and back. Piqué a bit injured. Alba unable to keep it in play.
Marcelino Garcia Torrell right on time for his camera shot. Has been saying all week, we know we won't get the possession, so we're going to have to defend like demons. We're going to have to really turn it up on our defensive focus, and we're going to even have to be better going the other way. We've got to take our opportunities against this team. He admits it's a big challenge for them, but he believes in them, and this crowd do too.
Of course, in league, Barcelona, the only unbeaten team remaining. They did suffer defeat in this tournament just a couple of games ago against Espanyol, but bounced back to knock off their rivals.
It's a good switch of play there from Francis Coquelin. It leads to this all the way.
Good lays it back, shot down, but Cillessen down quicker.
Tremendous from Valencia here. It started from Francis Coquelin, and he nearly finishes it off. Good look at Jasper, who sees this one covered. He's got good, quick feet. Narrows the angle just a little bit. Stands his ground. And then, that's good safe. Wicket keeping that from Cillessen. It was a sweet passage of play that even he would have admired.
Ernesto Valverde, a bit familiar with Valencia as well. In fact, spent some time both at Villarreal and here at Mestalla. Right around his Olympiacos days, then moved on to Athletic, where in many ways he wrote his name down in Spanish folklore. Messi trying to pull away. Parejo trying to pull him back. Suarez leans, cuts to the inside, sliding back in to try and steal it away, guys. Yeah, and ridden down for his efforts. Little too early to change jerseys. And even that, Messi refuses to be fouled. Zaza maybe a little more agreeable, but no whistle from Undiano. He is one to tend to let them get away.
Nicely
tackled in. Suarez tries to return it to Messi. Gomes can't haul it in.
Wonderful, like a downhill skier with all the poles ahead of him. Messi goes slaloming through and nearly gets the kiss back from Suarez there in that absolute traffic of congestion of players. Great ball again, Busquets.
Messi sweeps it in and drives into the challenge and draws the foul.
And knifes the ball right through, and he's got three players on him. The three players converge on him like metal filings to a magnet. Take a look at this. Right here, you know where the bread's buttered, and they're going to stop him by hook or by crook. It's Paulista that comes across with his machete. Wonderful position, and the angle is just right. These are the ones who practice with the Iron Man in front of them on the practice field. But short time, I've seen them rattled home from here. A lovely angle as much as it is from a distance. And he's been in good form lately, hitting the target and testing. Domenech knows something wicked comes his way.
Messi strides, lifts it, punched away by Domenech. The hometown goalkeeper keeps it scoreless.
There's plenty of wonderful precision, but just not enough pop there. There's a wonderful attempt. Gets all of his angles down, better than Pythagoras. Not quite the power. And of course, without control, which he gets, power is nothing.
Did camp out on that far side, but almost as soon as Messi started to step towards the ball, he drove back towards that near post, needed to. Zaza double teamed and dispossessed.
Well read there by Sergio Roberto. Lovely little touch.
Oh,
magic.
Messi just making Gaia disappear. Coasts to the inside, eludes Parejo, cuts around Coquelin. Now back for Busquets, one touch back into the danger zone. Weaving, swirling. Barcelona just a little soft on the pass from Messi, and a good read. Again, Coquelin stepping in. Sergio Roberto with Zaza on his heels, and Zaza striking out as he went down to try and tackle, got the man, and maybe fortunate not to get a card.
Typical class from Sergio Roberto, and it's late. He's not a wholly vindictive or reckless player, but he's leaving both of his feet there. There's contact on him unquestionably, but the referee giving him a stern warning: don't leave your feet like that.
Mentioned the fact that Mundiano tends to let the players play, Ray. In domestic play, 16 matches in Cup and League, and he's only pulled a red card once, and that was a double yellow, and he's only pointed to the spot once. A fair share of yellows, but it's going to be decided on the pitch. Montoya. Up steps Busquets and gets the bounce. Interesting how Iniesta's role has changed even from the start of the season. That inside left channel is his. Deflected and right back from Gabriel into the arms of Domenech.
I don't think it was too intentional from Gabriel Paulista, but it doesn't matter. They cleaned up shop nicely at the back. Another good attack from Sergio Roberto. Can't quite pick the killer ball out that time. This Valencia team hasn't had the best of runs against this Barcelona team historically, Phil. Just of late, the last half dozen games have been on the receiving end, more than victorious, as we look at Messi's warm-up, and well covered by the ex-Villarreal youth.
Got to go back to April. Valencia able to win at the new camp. Own goal from Rakitic, Santimina before the half, and Messi unable to save the blushes in the second. Wide for Roberto, stepping in Gomes, one touch in for Suarez, who slams into Garay and can't get to the ball.
Just a little contact. Good cover by Ezekiel again, the Argentina man. Played 32 times for the Albi Celesti. There was always hope that he'd be the next heir apparent. Whoa.
Under pressure, Domenech. Oh. And they're going to say there was a touch which saves the indirect kick inside the box. Suarez got enough to let Jaume out of jail. And now, as Barcelona was wondering, Valencia looking to strike. Rodrigo spins to the inside, and he's tripped up by Busquets. Let's see if we can take another look at that foray inside the Valencia area. Well, this is the foul.
It's very little there, but he goes down, gets it.
Kondogbia appears to be okay after that early collision. Gaia. Rodrigo off woodwork. It was over Silesen, but not under the bar.
Fabulous jackknifing header and a brilliant ball played in. They're in here again.
Coquelin with his tightrope walk, and then the volley from Gaia goes high.
Silesen absolutely sees this one covering and pushes it high with his eyes, and they'll love this one. Great ball played in over the distance from Gaia, and a lovely touch header. He gets his big bushy eyebrows on this one nicely and directs it beautifully over the top of the keeper. He doesn't get a touch on it. It's beat him, but his big white skinny friend, the crossbar, comes to his rescue.
Ball dummied in, and Vieto lurking behind.
Montoya comes in and throws down a gauntlet again, peppering Silesen's goal here now, and great run of form from this man's team. Feeling it now.
12-4-6, an impressive 7-2-2 at home in league, and they are third in the table. That might not sound like much when you think back to Valencia's history, but recent history has been disastrous. They finished 12th last year, and that was an improvement. Quarter hour winding down. Roberto for Gomes. Valencia retreating into its shell a bit. By the way, we saw it there on that header from Rodrigo. With Zaza out there, all of a sudden, you're one defender further down. Iniesta,
brilliant
and Suarez
ball.
Can't bring it down.
He brings it down all right. He's got good control of it, but it squirts away from him. A brilliant ball to find Suarez there, and he should have done better here, Phil. He lets this one off the hook.
Needed to caress it into his stride, and it just seemed to get caught up. Here, the foul on Gomes at the end.
Iniesta, as always, look at that pass, and there's the bad touch.
Maybe trying to pop it up for an instant volley, but Iniesta couldn't have served that one in much better.
Well, could have taken a little touch with it with his left to try to arrow it past the keeper first time, but he felt as if he had the space and time, and that's why a player like Iniesta is so special. It gives forwards that half second, which is luxury galore for a forward. Got to take advantage of it.
Into the area again, but it's just past Suarez. Ice cold at the start of the season, now one of the hottest strikers on the planet. Coutinho looked good off the bench in his debut in the Cup, but he will be back on the bench here today after a couple of starts. Gomes looking for Suarez, Messi looking at the ground. Carlos Naval to the left of Ernesto Valverde, the longtime delegate.
We started out this season absolutely en fuego. That's on fire, Phil. And they were absolutely imperious at the start, but such a welcome back from this fabulous coach that they have, of course. It's Marcelino Garcia Toral that has had an incredible effect on the bats.
And wide, charging in Gaia, red boots flashing. Rodrigo pulls it away. Switches to Montoya, back to the inside. Kondogbia trying to drop it back, but Rodrigo had moved. Now Messi stops the Earth's rotation as he tries to freeze Gabriel. In for Suarez. Iniesta down for Alba, the man who preceded Gaia. That pipeline of left backs continuing. Tony Lato, another one on the bench. Got a knot at Bayern. And there's another one, Centellas, just about ready to burst onto the scene. Sergio Roberto, edge of the 18. In for Messi. Suarez, Messi. Now Busquets in the center of the park, over for Iniesta. Fans want to see a little more out of this Valencia side. The give and go, and stolen away by Coquelin, who has been
sure, Phil. I think they're happy with the way their team is playing. Look at this.
For Zaza, has the angle now.
Got the man on the back.
Umtiti over. Zaza, left foot, but it curled away easily for Rakitic.
Defending well, Valencia, and then in transition, getting their players forward. Haven't found the final telling touch, but they've tested Sillerson. And very, very even game in my eyes.
Valencia made it to the round of 16 last year before they were ousted by Celta Vigo. Of course, Barcelona won it all, something that they are getting used to. 15, 16, 17, and will it be 18? 4 in a row? Rakitic. Alba. Messi. Alba. Casually into the danger zone. Tackled away. See Coquelin sliding in between the two center backs. Rakitic over to Roberto. Gomes over. Gomes one touch on the cross. And there the frustration starting to show.
A good amount of possession, Montoya's men. Good assurance about them, trying to bottle up this Barcelona passing machine. Takes some doing, and they're doing it down to a man, starting from the top with Vieto and Zaza. Playing through the press sometimes as well, nicely. Good tackle, beautiful.
Busquets waving the red cape.
Magic.
Messi, Coquelin, and he might have got his wallet to boot. Now to Vieto. A wave of blue in front of him.
It's a good ball.
Almost finds Zaza.
A wonderful questioning pass into that area from Luciano. Just directed it beautifully. That's good defending by Piqué. A lot of these Barcelona players come through the fire of that nasty derby against Espanyol. No more than Piqué, who was injured and then looked as if he was out for going to be, like I said, Phil, nearly a month, but he's dusted that off.
Rakitic. And Suarez leaning the other way. Now trying to hurdle Busquets, but it's Iniesta to steal it.
Smuggles it away.
Sergio Roberto imagined someone would be there.
Poor ball.
Vieto back in the midfield, surrounded by red and blue. And now a chance for Montoya. Alba awaits. In for Rodrigo. Keeps it moving for Gaia. Again, Zaza keeping Umtiti guessing in the center of the park. But the French international got there in time. 8 straight semifinals for Barcelona. That's a club record, looking to tie the all-time Spanish record of 4 wins in a row in this tournament. Athletic did it back in the 30s. Still in play. Good from Gomes. Rakitic over for Messi. And back to the Portuguese mid. Nine-time champions. That's the all-time mark for Barcelona when it comes to winning the cup. Valencia have won it 7 times, but it's been a decade since their last. Kondogbia trying to stay with Messi, who eludes the long legs. Back for Roberto. Back to Roberto. Midway through the opening half. Been a few nervous spots, but to this point, Marcelino has to like it. Just one shot allowed. Messi snaps it down. Rakitic can't find the target. Messi playing some defense and up against his former teammate on the national team, Garay, and thought better of the collision. Ray, you were right about possession, as Marcelino was 68% to 32, but Barca really unable to push Valencia into uncomfortable situations so far. Popping up quickly, Vieto. Valencia the best chance to score. The header from Rodrigo that beat the keeper, but not the goal.
All in all, it's been one of the typical Valencia performances from the early start of the season, where we saw them play very cool and considerate football, good defensively, of course, and then popping free like this.
Driving across, Rodrigo splits the two. Vieto tries to lift it through, but Sergio Roberto got a toe. Stolen away, Coquelin into the 18, drives it across, and Busquets thighs it away. Iniesta.
Still dangerous play from the whites again. Vieto not able to pull the trigger here in the derision from the crowd. We're trying to find Rodrigo as well on that far post. You see there, he likes this. Good penetrative ball, and then wonderful Moreno. And there's the interception from Sergio Roberto. A giveaway from Andre Gomes. Nearly leads to catastrophe, but they get away with it. Lovely skill. Yeah, this Marcelino has come to such thunderous applause from the rabid Valencia fans who know their football. On the great days of Rafa Benitez, of course. They've been through some hellacious times, through the Gary Neville times, Stan, and Voro was who settled the ship, and now we'll have a wonderful manager in Garcia Terral.
Voro has been that calming influence too many times.
Yeah, he'll never leave his club. Wonderful gentleman, great sportsman.
Doesn't want to be the manager, though. Iniesta snuck it through the legs of his former teammate, but doesn't count if you can't complete.
Lead.
Zaza
nice
hustling through, settles, help on the left, and it's just off the heels of Sergio Roberto. What a play against the two center backs. Now Silesen called into action.
Tremendous play by Zaza. And then finally Rodrigo blitzes this one. It's nicely dealt with. Fist of fury from Jasper. Good goalkeeping, man. He is seeing this team get through. Again, direct play from Valencia. Zaza cursing deaf heaven with his bootless cries there. But he did well. Knocking on the door.
Approaching the half-hour mark. Both of these teams tend to score more in the second half. Valencia, though, gives up a few more, and that could be dangerous against Barcelona.
They'll work you down in their own way. death by 1,000 passes as always with this man carrying the big blade. But so far so good for the Bats.
Again, Busquets just in time to beat Rodrigo.
Telescopic legs help you.
Inspector Gadget over to Iniesta, who's swung over towards the right side as Rakitic comes left. Little bit of a wrinkle here from Valverde. Valencia has frustrated them, out shooting Barcelona right now 5-1. This is the ground at Mestalla that Marcelino will be quite content to keep Barcelona on. 40-50 yards away. Suarez offside as he chests it down.
Coming up against a very good organized defense, and then this midfield spotting the little passing lanes through the back line for Barcelona and at least turning them around. There's a pass from Iniesta. Oh, it's very close. Maybe a lean offside. Here's that ball that was played in. A little bit of contact, but then he is gone.
Driven in by Messi. And that one is pushed wide with the eyes of Dominic.
He's already taken 100 pictures. Freeze-framed it in that wonderful cerebral camera of his right here. He knows where the goalposts are. This one just wide, kind of whip around the ball to get that extra dynamic. Oh, well challenged as well by the young Spanish youth international youth product of Valencia, Gaia.
Back is Kondogbia. Messi trying to poke it free, but it's out for the throw-in. Talk to people who follow the sport closely, and you can take your Bernabeus, you can take your Nou Camps. Might not be a more demanding fan base than the one that Valencia plays in front of week in, week out.
You should hear the taxi drivers.
Did you give him a tip? Off to this near side for Montoya. Nearly a decade in La Masia and up into the first team.
Nice turn. Lovely lead
for Zaza, and back comes Piqué.
Magic from Piqué, and he might have felt something here. That's brilliant reading of the pass ahead. Reading the space as well. What if this gets arrowed through and Piqué comes across on his big white galloping horse here and again saves Barcelona.
Into the 6, Piqué launches himself to clear, favoring that right leg just a bit, driving back in. Now it's off Umtiti. Piqué tries to clear and bangs it off. Is that Vieto?
Tremendous run by Martin Montoya there. Again, they back off of him, and he drives into the box and tries to knife his pass through the Blaugrana shirts, and he's very close to finding that window of opportunity for either Zaza or Rodrigo. They're unstabilizing this Barcelona team.
Fun to watch.
That's tremendous from Piqué, really.
Trying to freeze Piqué, even giving up nearly a foot in height. Vieto wins the throw-in, and as you see in aggregate, Valencia a goal away from leveling things, and if that's the way this one would end, 1-0, we would be going to extra time and maybe to penalties. A Barcelona goal, though, would make things a lot more difficult and a lot shorter. Zaza Nodding it back to the middle, but Iniesta was there first. Back to goal for Barcelona would mean that Valencia would need to score 3 with the away goal tiebreaker in favor of the visitors. And that's one reason Valencia working even harder to keep Barcelona off the board. Rakitic. Sideline to sideline. Iniesta. Rakitic teasing a run. Gets inside of Coquelin. Off to Suarez. Alba across, and Kondogbia just too tall. But his accuracy is a bit off. Sliding in hard, Rodrigo, and he takes down Messi, and the card is out.
Just too quick for him. He's tackling a shadow, and he knows it. He just got bamboozled by Messi. Wonderful touch from Rakitic to set up the magic man, and there you see, it's a severe challenge that misses the ball entirely. Heavy challenge on Messi. Strength of him.
Rodrigo quite familiar to Messi. In fact, a familiar face around Barcelona. Close family friends with Thiago and Rodrigo. Rafinha Alcantara as their father's former teammates. Can't let friendship get in the way here.
Plenty of distance for him to get it up and over this wall. Not too close and just within his compass, possibly on the length away from this. This is a nice setup again.
About 35 dead center.
No.
Looks at Suarez, drives it into the wall. Iniesta back to the Uruguayan.
It's a poor one from Messi that time.
Dangerous and now given away. Kondogbia motoring on the far side as Zaza looks to get in position. The Frenchman wide for the Italian. Kondogbia pulled down, advantage played, whipped inside for Silesen.
Busquets saying his sorries to Messi. A short ball delivered, and they nearly paid the price again. Thought there was a pullback on Kondogbia by Busquets. It was ignored.
Maybe a card to come when this play finally goes out. Ball through, tackle, Suarez down, and they will call this. Valencia begging for a card on the other break.
Yeah, a handball on Messi, but the first foul that was called by the referee ahead of the handball by Messi is the one that's done them. Here you go. There's the foul behind Suarez.
Good eye going in strong.
The way he rides it, and there's the... I know.
9 minutes remain in this opening half. Gorgeous conditions. The seats are packed at Mestalla. Temperature in the upper 40s. Just a kiss of a breeze. Busquets. Sergio Roberto. Messi shows. Kondogbia ready to pounce. Swept across to Alba. Don Andres spots Messi. Out comes Domenech and collides, but he keeps it clean. Messi saying, "What did I do?" Jaume welcoming him back to his feet. Might want to hold on to him for another 50 minutes or so. Driving in on Gayap. Strong step in. Messi wants another foul.
That's one way to stop him. Very novel.
Beavis defense.
They're getting more inventive every game on how to stop Messi. That ball played into him as well. You see the shirt coming over his head, so he cannot see the ball. But certainly Domenech comes through. And really, it's a heavy challenge on him. The challenges are going in thick and hard here.
It's like a hockey fight.
Inventive for sure by Coquelin.
And there the collision with Domenech as he came out to claim. Still all to fight for. About 50 minutes remain plus added time. Maybe extra time if there's just the one goal for the home side. Kondogbia does well. Vieto. Parejo. Coquelin dispossessed, then wins it back. Fan favorite in North London, but seems to be making new fans every game here in Valencia. Iniesta dancing through the blades. And there, what the Valencia players thought should have been a yellow against Busquets. Kondogbia got rid of the pass, but was not available to be there for a return to Zaza. Yesterday, Sevilla ending Leganes's hopes. 2-0 the score. It was close, though.
A good game.
Who will face Sevilla in the final? Set for the end of April. Where still to be determined. Of course, depends who's there. Messi. Like a water bug. But now they pass him off and he still peels away from Vieto. Fans on the edge of their seat. Can they hold on for 5 more minutes? Roberto in. Parejo got underneath it. Rodrigo to Parejo, but Busquets got the touch. Back-to-back defending champions of the Copa, Barcelona. Messi. Busquets and back to Lionel. Parejo can't stay with him. Kondogbia in the channel, though. Eludes Suarez and draws the foul. A little slip from Montoya. Oh, but he pops right back up. Now, if that was intentional, but it was a foul, said the assistant. Arguing with Roberto Alonso, and he's not going to win. Ray, just looking at the stats, even if Simone Zaza does not have a shot on goal, he's adding some danger, some teeth to that front line that have been missing in recent weeks.
He's typifying the whole attitude of this Valencia team, an embodiment of 100% commitment, both in defense through the midfield, up front. That's really a bright performance from Valencia.
Nice from Vieto. Coquelin beaten to the ball by Iniesta.
On the ball. And Rakitic has been heavily involved. Busquets in the midfield. Andre Gomes not so much.
Rakitic didn't hear the footsteps. Iniesta at 33.
Beautiful.
Showing faith, Valverde, that Luis Enrique never did.
Great ball, that.
Messi, can he make something of it? Stops, starts, refuses to go down. Gets the chip across, but Gaia clears.
Sharp football from Rakitic and, of course, Messi, but no way through. Hasn't even had the chance to really pull the trigger because they converge on Messi so quickly. It's Iniesta as well. admirable in its own manner of defending. They're defending deep, but they're doing it in good numbers and great focus. Barcelona used to it.
Sergio Roberto holding off Gaia. Busquets, but Montoya gets in the way. Talked about that Copa del Rey back in 2008. That's the last silverware Valencia have won, coming under Ronald Koeman.
Nicely.
Inside for Suarez. Gets the shot, but not much on it. And Jaume Domenech with the save.
Rakitic again, worming his way through beautifully, and then a quick silver ball pinged into Suarez. Again, just gets away from him, and again the white shirts converge in the nick of time. A great piece of football. Rakitic has been really looking very penetrative in his own way.
Flying in Gaia. Garay. Montoya putting Parejo into a difficult spot. Garay trying to switch fields. Rodrigo. Montoya. Rodrigo. Flag stays down as Umtiti slips. Rodrigo top of the 18. Coquelin.
Good ball.
Caressed.
Magic.
Kondogbia tries to get around Gomes, and he hits the net, but outside the post.
Beautiful football. Kondogbia is wonderful in his own way. Freezing Gomes, saying, do you want to dance? And then skedaddles past him. But what a ball that is. And he cannot turn the corner, and Gomes just does enough. I think it's Parejo that picks it out. Absolutely wonderful X-ray vision pass. And there's that lovely ball from Rakitic. And again, they just converge on these shirts that are producing danger for a split second, Phil, but they get locked out again and again and again.
Barcelona with its fingertips on a ticket to the final. But Valencia is still with a chance to wrest it away. Scoreless at the half.